Honest.
How long have you been riding bikes?
I've been riding since the age of 14, which means I've got somewhere in the region of about 38 years on the saddle.
Okay. We sorted our gremlins out this morning, and sorry about that, but we got there in the end. So does that mean you've always been motorbike mad?
Yes, I've been riding, as I say, since the age of 14.
What did you start on?
As I got a little older, then I started seeking out others who rode motorcycles, and I got involved with various motorcycle clubs and what some people classify as motorcycle gangs. I found that not very much to my liking, and the only way that I could get free from that was to join the army. So even while I was in the army, I still had a motorcycle, still enjoying myself. And of course the army themselves have various motorcycles they use for dispatching, so I was in heaven.
Oh, excellent. Good fun. What's the next bit of the story, boss?
Okay, so I'm in the army. I started life in the engineers. Love of motorcycles, love of engines. From there, I was transferred to a group called the 38th Field Engineers, and from there I transferred into a special operating group. I became a specialist sniper within that group.
This is guns now.
Oh yes, this is long, large guns. You'll hear them spoken about. They call them .5 caliber, which means they're ½ inch in diameter.
The bullet
That's the bullet. And it's about 1.5 inches long. As a sniper, I took great glee in what I did. There was a lot of skill involved. It takes somewhere in the region of about a week to get to where you need to be, to get yourself into position. And then it takes quite a bit of skill to line up on a target that's somewhere in the region of 1,700, 1,800 yards away.
So just I'm going to slow you down just a bit.
Certainly.
So you're saying it takes you a week to get to where?
To get into the position you need to be to take the shot.
So you're being given a job in the military to do with sniping.
Yeah.
And you have to get to a particular place. This is out in the fields and hedgerows somewhere.
You'll have a covert insertion out of an aircraft.
So this is falling out the sky?
Yeah, from about 5 miles up, 25,000 feet.
So nobody knows you've arrived?
No.
Wow. And then it takes you a week to get to where you have to be.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you've arrived.
That's right. Yeah, totally covert.
Okay.
And that can be, depending on where we are, what we're doing, it can be in virtually any country in the world.
Wow. And have you done live operation like this?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Right. Keep going, boss.
It's when you are sitting on a range and you take a shot at 1,500 yards, whichever range you are, it's just a piece of paper you're firing at. Might be man-shaped, but it's just a piece of paper. On a live operation, you're actually lining up on a real person. And with the size of the scopes that you have on the rifles, you can actually see them blow their nose, pick their teeth, see what they've had for dinner. Because of the amount of time that you're there and you're looking at them, you become almost a friend to them. You understand all their little foibles because you are given a certain time and a certain place to take the shot. So you may be looking at them for 3 or 4 days. You may be watching them. You might even be following them. It depends on the operation. And then you take the shot. Just 2.5 pounds pressure on the trigger. And that 2.5 pounds pressure on the trigger ends a man's life.
A mile away.
A mile away. But you have to stay and wait because the shot takes the time to get there. And you have to watch the impact of that shot. Because you have to wait to see if you need to take a second shot. So, is it joy that you feel when the first shot hits and completes the task because you don't have to get up and do another shot? Is it joy that you feel that the work is finished, this job is finished, you can get out? That's what a sniper does. It's the loneliest job in the world. And it gave me night terrors for years and years afterwards. So my time in the forces came to an end. I was very pleased with that in some respects, but in other respects I was terrified. I couldn't understand Civvy Street. I couldn't understand what people do in the streets all day, and these kids come charging around, they give you no respect. I was a sergeant in the army. I had the respect of my men. I had the respect of the officers. And all of a sudden in Civvy Street, what is there? Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, but there's a rabble out there. And I couldn't understand it. So I went back to what I knew best, which was the bike gangs. Only this time I had something I could offer the bike gangs I didn't have before. I was specialist trained in weapons, in close quarters combat. Small arms, sidearms, unarmed, you name it. Give me something and I can do damage. Don't give me anything and I'll still do damage. So I was given control of the weaponry of this particular gang, which meant if the gang had any problems with another gang or another club, I would be the one to use that weaponry, go out to the other club and to deal with it. There were occasions when we had so much trouble with one particular club that we removed that club. Now that sounds, you remove the garbage, you remove the snow off your drive. We removed the club. They ceased to exist after we'd finished with them. And that includes their clubhouse as well. But that's what we did. We had a position to maintain, so therefore I had a position to maintain. I enjoyed it. We also got involved in drink and drugs. Not taking the drugs because we didn't want to be stoned out of our brains while we were doing anything, but we brought the drugs down. I acted as a minder. Those of you who understand American football, I used to run interference. I would make sure that nobody got in the way of the courier. And if they got too close to the courier, I took them out. That was my job. And I was proud of it. Oh, that was a long time ago. Still, around about that sort of time I started thinking, there's got to be more to life than just this. This is a dead end. One day I'm going to end up in the gutter like one of these people that I put in the gutter. And I don't want to go there. I felt pain. I've been shot. I've been blown up by mines. I don't want any more pain. So I started looking. I looked into Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, Islam. You name them, loads of different religions. I even got involved in Wicca. I became a high priest. They're all dead. Every one of these religions is dead. They worship bits of paper. They worship books. They worship idols. God brought someone into my life, a wonderful, wonderful woman. Though my wife sitting over there doesn't think so. That's another story. She was a wonderful woman. She'd become a Christian. And she was brought into my life purely to lead me to God. And she did this quietly. She did this by witnessing her faith every day. Not by standing there and telling me I'm a bad person and I should look to the Lord and I should ask for forgiveness. She just witnessed her faith every day. The way she spoke to me, the way she spoke to others, the way she treated everybody. And I thought, why can't I be like that? Why? There's no reason why. The Lord waits. And he waits. And he waits. And then you get a slap round the back of the head and you say, what a fool I've been. And yes, I gave myself to the Lord. And bless you, Father, you forgave me.
Completely?
It doesn't mean, absolutely.
Totally?
Incompletely.
Everything?
Everything.
Gone?
Doesn't mean to say that I'm a perfect person.
Join the rest of us.
I still sin.
Of course.
I still meet challenges every day. But this time, I can only meet them with the Lord as my partner, as my friend, as my guide. And as it says, there's only one set of footprints in the sand, and that happens every day. But the difference is, I don't have to worry about it anymore because they're not my footprints. The Lord carries me and the Lord leads me on.